talking real. Man, we hit the sports stuff all the time. Real talk, we don't even mess around. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. Man, what you say? Man, it's real, dog.
Hey, what you doing? You know this is fire. Subscribe. Go ahead and hit that like button. And after that, make sure you hit the notification bell. You know.
Let me break it down right quick for my haters, my dictators and bad raiders. Since you never seem to get it right no more, then right no more. Kick back your feet and watch your back from perpetrators. My game's strong and my range roll.
So boom, we go into episode 2. And they start off with a breakdown that I didn't know anything about until watching this documentary. So I'm gonna run through it real quick, man. So they were like, during the championship runs with the Bulls, Scottie was ranked 2nd in scoring, 2nd in rebounds, 2nd in minutes played, 1st in assists, 1st in steals, 6th
and getting paid
on the Bulls' salary. On the Bulls team, he was ranked.
6.
He was number 6.
And then 122nd.
122nd in the league. Now, question for you guys. Whose fault was that?
I blame Scottie. And his agent. His agent.
Hey, I agree. I agree with the agent part.
Come on, man. Don't make
I'd have fired the agent.
No,
I agree with the agent part.
I would have got, somebody, Jordan's agent or something. But
I think, Jordan didn't even get the right money too.
Right, he didn't even get the right money.
But Scottie, fire your agent.
But you know what? Just seeing what Scottie was going through with his family, his dad,
he had two people in the wheelchair. Mm-hmm.
He felt that was the best move for him. Financially, that was the best move for him to support his family.
7 years, $18 million.
At the same time, you can't
7
come back.
years, $18 million.
I know, it was a crazy deal.
Think about the taxes. We know how taxes work. $18 million, they taking half of that.
When the owner
you get $9 million for 7 years. You get like $1.1 million a year.
Hey,
and you're Scottie Pippen.
Exactly.
You got Michael Jordan. You're Scottie Pippen, and you get $1.1 million a year, something like that.
But
woo!
Pippen got Pimp.
He got Pimp. But if you sit down with the owner and the owner tell you, I'm begging you,
he said it. Don't do it.
Scottie, don't do it.
Don't do the deal.
Something should have went off.
And this is where you got business, not personal.
Yeah.
You got the player. Because and then
but the owner said don't sign that deal, and you gotta give the owner credit. You gotta give Randolph a little bit of credit, man.
Right.
He warned you. Hey man, don't sign that shit.
Okay, so here's the thing. You on top of you got business, not personal, and then you got the player and his situation. But we gotta remember another factor is at that time, NBA money weren't that great like that.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't.
Okay, it wasn't great. So the players, I don't think the players ever had in mind
that they would make that much money.
Projection wise, that the money is going to go up, right? They're not thinking about that, right? But here's the thing: if Reinsdorf say don't sign the deal, then damn Reinsdorf, you the owner.
Yeah.
Won't you give me a contract? You think that's
that's not his job.
But
that's not his job. He's the owner.
But see, if you're telling me not to sign nothing and you're the owner, won't you hurry up and tell your people, look, man, I don't agree with that deal. I think he worth more. Won't you give him something better or something? Don't just tell me I wouldn't sign it.
But that's telling you enough, though.
What do you think he was telling them?
That's enough.
I know, but see, the thing is, what is Scottie supposed to do when his situation, his family, he need to make some money. He need to do something right now. He need to secure himself. But then the owner is telling me, don't do it. Okay, well, show me what's better right now then.
Well, I think he was looking for a long-term deal versus a short-term.
Yeah, no, he wanted longer term. He was looking at
security.
He was looking at the total number of the deal versus looking at the length of time. Because 7 years, okay, yeah, fine, but you got 18 million. Like I said, we divided up 1.1, 1.2 million a year after taxes. That sucks, man. That's crazy. Now, but he was looking at 18 million, and he was like, man, I got a father in the wheelchair, I have a brother in the wheelchair, and how can I, help my family? And that's what he was thinking about.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. I mean, we all knew Scottie was a major part of the Bulls' success, right? I mean, he was a perfect complement to Jordan. To me, I don't think they'll go to the finals without Scottie. So he screwed up his contract, and to me, I think it was a little bit selfish on his part to get an attitude, Like, for example, he had the injury and he decided to have surgery before the season, and it kind of affected the season.
Yeah.
And even Jordan made a comment and said he felt that he was being selfish.
Yeah, he did.
I think he was being selfish. So
I don't think he was being selfish.
You don't think he was being selfish the way he handled the whole thing?
I don't.
That was my question.
I disagree with your point. You think he was being selfish? I think that Scottie Pippen was right there at that time. He was doing what players are doing now, and he was starting that trend of, hey, just because I picked a bad contract when I was rookie and now I'm worth more doesn't mean I can't renegotiate. People renegotiate all the time. They renegotiate contracts all the time. You have companies that renegotiate terms of their deal all the time of their deal.
Yeah, but it wasn't just about the contract. Him and Cross was bumping heads, remember? Because Cross was thinking about trading them.
Yeah, but
there was talk about, Cross.
Yeah, but it was also because he wanted more money. He wanted more money as well. Okay,
right.
So and he didn't want to pay him like Pippen was supposed to get paid. So what I'm saying to you is that Pippen, I feel like the only mistake he made is he didn't stand his ground. If he stood his ground, I believe Pippen would have been one of those first players to get his contract renegotiated during the actual year. And
I thought that's what he was doing, standing his ground.
He didn't.
The way he was acting.
He didn't stand his ground.
He ended up playing.
He ended up folding
coming in January.
He ended up folding.
Yeah, he came back. He came back, and I think that had a lot to do with Jordan.
Yeah, because the team.
He knew what was going to happen. He knew what was going to happen.
This is what I think. I think he had the surgery to prove a point. To say, hey, I'm gonna show you how much I mean to the team, how much you're gonna miss me if I'm not there. And and they missed him, even though Rodman stepped up his game. Yeah, and that's another story we get into.
That's later episode. A lot of that stuff is gonna be next episode, but right now.
Yeah. So by him doing that, to me, because Jordan said, hey, he could have had the surgery at another point where it wouldn't affect the team. So by him doing that, he was being selfish. He was trying to prove a point.
Right.
But his foot down.
You're saying being selfish or trying to make a point?
Both.
There's difference. There's a difference.
Because here's the thing that sucks about it. The fact that Scottie is trying to get his business part right. For him sitting out, the team suffers. Jordan is all about winning. He's straight, right? Jordan is thinking about winning, but that's not what Scottie.
Well, Jordan's not thinking about money as much because he's making tons of money outside of basketball.
Exactly.
Jordan made more money outside of basketball than he did in basketball.
He got his own shoe. He got Gatorade. He got all kinds of
McDonald's.
Shit, right? Hanes, McDonald's.
Man, he got so much money, man. He made.
Yeah, but I think still with all that going on,
so Jordan is thinking about playing and winning, defending the title, winning. Pippen's sitting here like, look, man, all right, we winning, but dude, my pockets.
And they want to trade me.
So do you feel like Jordan didn't give him the support that he needed?
Jordan's on two different mentalities.
They had two different goals.
But at the same time, he's loyal to the team as well. You loyal to your team as far as trying to win.
Yeah, but with Jordan, your treatment is different. Even though he wasn't getting paid, but he wasn't getting pimped like Pippen.
Yeah.
Pippen was in a Kawhi Leonard situation. You know, hey, I'm coming off this injury. Let me sit, because if I'm not going to stay with this team, why play and get injured, right? But he's more of taking a stand of, I'm not going to play till you pay me.
Right.
He ain't even, because, you know, back then, you have a broken arm, you still going to play the game. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like a 90s Kawhi Leonard situation. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, it's going to affect the team, but Pippen is not on that. You know what I'm saying? Pippen showed signs of selfishness toward the team before. But in this situation, it's like, look, my money, my family, my money comes first.
Yeah, but
this 1 million.
He's the one that signed a bad contract. You can't.
Yeah, but that's as a rookie. A lot of rookies make mistakes.
Right. But now,
and you got to think about the change in the NBA, man. There was new TV deals. There was all sorts of new money was coming in, and was clearly the number 2 player in the NBA.
See,
it's Jordan Pippen.
Right, and I would have looked at it like, look, all right, you know, if we've been busting our ass winning these championships for you, as management, damn, could you help get a renegotiation
that's automatic.
That's one.
That's automatic.
Please your players, at least. If you could do that for me, at least my mind is on winning now.
Right.
It shouldn't have took that long. It should have been like beginning of the summer. Then Pippen would have got his surgery done in the summertime.
But that goes back to they were thinking about trading him.
Right.
On the trading block, they're not trying to help you out.
Right.
And that's another reason why Pippen was so upset.
So here's the second thing. Damn, my agent. Could you get me some endorsements? Some other income coming in? Could you get me something popping?
Set me up like Jordan.
A movie appearance, something?
Like Pippen should have been. No, seriously, he's right.
Can I get a Coca-Cola deal? A Sprite deal?
Can I get on Space Jam with Jordan?
Can I get something?
Was Pippen even on Space Jam?
Nah.
See?
I got a question for you guys while we're on the Pippen subject.
Uh-huh.
Do you think Scottie would have been a top 50 player if he would have played somewhere else besides Chicago?
Basically without Jordan?
Yeah.
Without Jordan?
No.
That's a tough question, because that's a good question. It's a tough question. And the reason why I might agree with Mario with just him saying no is because Jordan, his work ethic was so tough. He pushed Scottie.
He pushed Scottie, right?
He brought even like I always say that Jordan, even though he verbally abuses his teammates, he always made them better.
He made them better.
He made they worth more than they was before they came and after they left.
Reason why we respect Jordan more than we respect LeBron. Right. I don't feel that LeBron makes his players better.
Nah, he don't.
I don't feel that way.
I'm going to disagree with that.
No. We could talk about that right now. You could talk about that right now. Jordan, the reason why he won championships is because he realized that he had to make his teammates better. Because then they showed that triangle offense. They brought everything in place. He's like, he won Defensive Player of the Year. He won MVP, scoring titles, all that, right? Yeah. But no championship. Who does that sound like? That sounds like LeBron. So once he found out he had to make his team players.
I think LeBron had, he got 3 championships, right?
Okay, and who did he make better?
He got 3.
Who did LeBron make better?
He made nobody better.
No, let him answer. Let Ralph answer. Go ahead, Ralph.
Last time I checked, I think the stats would speak
for
itself.
Who did LeBron make better?
Everybody that plays with him.
Who did LeBron make better? See, we could do that for Jordan. Do the Jordan one.
He didn't have the superstar player like Pippen around.
Oh my God,
Look, Ralph, let me help you out, Ralph.
Go ahead,
help me out.
School him, P.
LeBron had to play with already ready-made stars.
Thank you.
All stars. When he first was in Cleveland, he had a cool little young bunch, right? It was when he had to go get with Bosh and Wade. I don't care what people say. Look, Wade been playing his injury since high school.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Baron Davis been injured since he was born.
Yep.
Okay? Wade been injured like that. All right? That didn't matter. Bosh was the #1 player in Toronto.
Yep.
Going to the Heat. Wade was the man of the Heat. LeBron comes in.
And he won a championship with Shaq.
And when Shaq came, Shaq was on his later years.
Yep. And
Shaq
was number two.
Number 2. He said, look,
Wade was number 1.
Shaq was like, this is your team.
Okay.
So Bron had to play with already stars. Then you go back to Cleveland, you have Kyrie, you got Kevin Love, okay? You had Tristan Thompson came up.
Who did LeBron make better?
Let me ask you this. Who did Jordan make better?
What?
Jordan made Kerr. Nobody was checking for Kerr.
What?
Come on,
He made Kerr better because
he made Kerr better. He made Kerr better.
Kerr was on the.
He made Craig Hodges better.
Okay.
Because he threw him a few. He finally started passing the ball. Is that how he made him better?
Yes.
Scott Burrell.
Oh,
Boris
so you telling me
Grant,
LeBron doesn't
Pippen.
pass the ball?
Now he's starting to.
He's
Now
Wait,
LeBron is.
Wait.
But
No,
look.
that's not true. Jordan wasn't passing the ball early in his career.
But this is the twilight this is the twilight of LeBron's career.
But here's the thing: who was Jordan passing the ball to, and who's LeBron passing the ball to? LeBron gets to pass the ball to AD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
that
different
LeBron.
now.
But
Okay.
no.
Jordan had to
LeBron
put
had-
faith in Paxton,
LeBron had nothing to
Hodges,
do with.
B.J. Armstrong.
LeBron had nothing to do with AD being a powerhouse player.
Come on, man.
I agree
AD
with that,
had to
Paul.
come
Wait a
there.
minute.
Come
I
on.
agree with that. It's a different scenario from the Bulls. The Bulls, they were around each other longer than LeBron. He bounced around, but because the Bulls were around longer,
Because he couldn't
there
make
you
people
go.
better.
Because LeBron had to play with already
Exactly.
stars.
He couldn't make people better.
No,
And
it
this is
wasn't
why
better.
Jordan is the GOAT. Show your hat. Show your hat.
No.
This is why Jordan is the GOAT.
Okay, see, I'm my number right here. You guys
He's the
said-
GOAT. Jordan is the GOAT. Very simple. Because of that reason, that's why LeBron will never pass him.
You know what? We could save this for another.
We're gonna save that. We're gonna save this for the
You
real
guys are
talk.
the truth right now.
Yeah, we're gonna save this for the
Matter of
real talk of Rio. Who's the real
That's
GOAT
it.
show?
I'm done.
Okay?
Hey, but you know what, man? Didn't it feel good seeing Stuart Scott?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it did, yeah.
It
yeah.
felt good seeing Stuart Scott.
There's
Just
a lot of old faces. we
there's a
saw.
lot.
Yeah,
Seeing the beginning of everybody, the
Yeah.
starts of everybody, how they all start off, man.
You know, it was really Stewart, man, because he put a lot of style into sports.
He's
he
one of the
changed
goats.
it.
He's one of the goats of ESPN. So.
Yes,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Go.
It
The
was-
way that they talk right now is all based off Stuart Scott.
I mean, when you
Bagger he brought to the
Right.
ESPN was
Yeah.
on another
Yeah.
everybody does, they just biting off.
you
him.
know, yeah, he was just like, to me, he was like our Marv Albert in a way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or Chris Bourbon, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chris Bourbon and NFL Prime Time or something like Stuart Scott was just he was flavor, you know how
Complete.
that go. It was good
Yeah.
seeing him. It was good seeing him, man. I could have got used to that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got another question for you guys. Do you think the Rockets would have won 2 championships if Jordan would have stayed?
Of course not.
Think they would have won a championship against the Bulls?
No, they no, never. No chance.
No chance. You
No
don't think they had a chance?
No chance.
Okay.
I
They had a decent team.
I think
it
the best team to play the Bulls was the Jazz, in my opinion.
You know what? But
You
you
tell
know
me a
what?
better team. You tell me a
But-
better team. I'm talking about
They did have a good season that year.
from the champ. No, they went back to back.
But
They
you
went
know
back to
what?
back. They played. So that shows you how good that team was.
No, you
But
know
Houston
what?
came up after that though.
No, they came up in between them.
They came up in between.
Yeah.
Because they was 94, 95. The
Right.
Jazz came
My bad,
97,
in
98.
between.
Yeah.
But the thing, I mean, you got to credit, I think, most of that to Jerry Sloan. Now, Utah situation, I think the coach was a bigger percentage than the players. Probably slightly, maybe slightly, not by a big margin.
Not by a big. I think
but
it was very.
However you want to say it, that Jerry Sloan would have upped the percentage.
Jerry Sloan,
you know what I'm saying?
He kept the consistency.
To me, he's the second best coach behind Pop.
All
time.
What do you rank Phil?
Yeah. You brought a question. That's one of my questions. Where do you rank Phil? Time out. Here's the question. Time out. Here's the question, guys. This is the question for you guys out there. Where do you rank Phil Jackson in coaches for the NBA in all-time history?
That's a tough one, man. We're looking at championships,
I would have put Phil probably 4. I think it's Pop, Sloan, Riley, then Phil Jackson.
I think I might have to go with Pop and then Phil Jackson, then Sloan.
I probably have
because Phil I wouldn't say he inherited the Bulls team because they were on their way up.
You
kind of like Steve Kerr did.
You doing a Steve Kerr? You think he's a Steve Kerr?
The thing I always wanted to see with Phil, I wanted to see him coach the Knicks.
Oh yeah, coaching a garbage team.
He didn't do it because it was garbage.
Yes,
and he knew if he would have went in there, it would have ruined his
legacy,
record and all his legacy and all that.
He would have slept every game.
So to me, that's a sign of a good coach. And look what Kerr's doing now. He's struggling. I mean, they don't have a great team.
Wait, time out.
They have a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong though.
Time out. You cannot.
But look at Pop. Take Pop for example. Paul, like you said, Pop. He doesn't have a great team.
Now, Pop, that's a good example. Pop
got
a whack squad. And he's
making the playoffs.
He's making it work.
And he's making a run, right?
Yeah.
He elevates his team.
So
that's why I got Pop. He's number one.
You gotta give him his props.
Pop's number one.
Pop's number one.
The reason why, to me, Phil Jackson, and to kind of agree with Ralph, is because he got the Bulls when they was on that rise.
Right.
And then
the Lakers, they just needed him being the coach of that team, and the Lakers just put it like
the cherry on the sundae.
Cherry on it, and they guaranteed it.
It was a wrap.
Yeah. Thank you.
I would like to see, like you said, Coach the Knicks, somebody that is a mediocre team.
Yeah.
And then see how much effectiveness you would do. And plus, also, Phil Jackson took the triangle offense from Tex Winters.
Right.
Yeah, that triangle offense.
We're gonna time out.
I think it's overrated.
Okay, wait. We're gonna get.
I think it's overrated.
We're gonna get more detail with that.
Because at the end of the day, triangle offense was still about Jordan. And at the end of the day, Jordan was taking the last shot. Jordan was shooting most of the time. Yeah, you got more ball movement, but it was still all about Jordan.
Okay, we'll see.
I mean, it had to be, but the thing is, you was able to put the Rock and Pippins in.
Yeah, it just created more movement. That's all it
did. The only time the ball needed to be in Jordan's hand, if he was just in that zone, finally got the rebound, and if Jordan wanted to take it coast to coast, but you had somebody like Pippen bringing it up to where he's a creator. So, the triangle offense was cool because you confused the defense, and it had made a lot of options. Of course, no matter what team Jordan in, he's going to have the ball.
The triangle is so great. How come ain't nobody else using it? If it works that great.
That's something people probably didn't want to feel like they was.
Maybe it's the system.
I feel you.
I think
it probably had to work.
NBA outgrew the triangle.
You have to have the right system. No. Lakers used it for a long time.
I think NBA people got smart to it. They wising up.
Yeah, but if you see some offense that's working, that's winning championships, wouldn't you like? Hey, I'm gonna try this out. I don't know if Kerr did some of that triangle.
He did. He did a little. He did modified. Because you remember he was under Popovich, so he got Popovich and Phil Jackson too, and he put together.
With that being said, go ahead. Let's move forward.
Yeah. With going back to the Scottie thing, all right. Do you guys think that starting that season, starting the 97-98 season, that final championship year without Pippen, You think it made the Bulls better, or you think it hurt them?
Starting off that last season,
I think it did both. I think it made other players better, like Rodman stepped up, right? And it gave other players opportunity to step up. Mike had to rely on other players, to make up for Scottie.
Yeah.
So it kind of brought them a little closer as a team.
Yeah,
everybody had to put in, what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Step up.
It was kind of a wake-up call to these other players, these what do you call these role players? Because when you got Pippen and Mike, and then you got a three-man like Rodman, it's easy for the other players to just be in, kind of more in the shadows.
Laying the cut.
Now it's like, yo, the light more is on you guys.
Because
you remember, so you guys got to step up.
Remember at the beginning they struggled.
Yeah, they
were losing.
They was losing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until everybody said, "Hey, we need to step up." Jordan started, depending on
right, and it wasn't because of Jordan. It wasn't because of Jordan.
No, Jordan was doing everything.
Jordan was doing everything. Jordan
but he needed help.
Extra help. He needed that help. So they had to come out of the shadow. They had to come out.
You can see he was getting frustrated. He was like, man.
Yeah, he was getting frustrated because
he was looking at Scottie.
Right, because it was like if Jordan they would have lost to the Clippers.
They did lose to the Clippers.
No, they went to the overtime with the Clippers.
They won overtime.
But they beat the Clippers. But if he would have lost to the Clippers,
they were the worst team.
He would have had to pull out his Nike belt and start whooping these.
He went crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd have been a wrap.
It had but let me ask y'all something about Pippen.
What's that?
If Pippen would have played for the Tar Heels or something, what kind of player he would have been? You know what I'm saying? Now, he played for Central Arkansas.
Right.
Let's talk about a D1 team.
So
a Kentucky, a Kansas, a USC.
You're saying that Michigan. What kind of player would Pippen have been if he came from a college with history, with good coaching,
a D1,
and if he came in solid, like, because he came in, because that makes me that goes back to another thing that I was going to say is that he was picked 5th in the draft. He was and he was picked by Seattle. That's another thing, right?
Right.
Seattle. Could you imagine Pippen in Seattle? And this goes back to, what P was saying or what you were saying, Ralph, about would he be a top 50 player? Yeah. Do you think he would have been a top 50 player being in Seattle without Jordan? I don't see.
I think people would have been an all-star.
I think he would have been an all-star, but top 50?
Top 50? I don't know. I don't think so. It would have been real tough. I mean, he still would have got the stats that, he got with the Bulls, and he would have done this thing, but I don't know if he would have been in the top 50. Yeah. But I would like to see him in Seattle, though. That was interesting.
I don't remember what team was there when he would have got drafted, but he didn't even know that he was going to the Bulls. He was sitting there with a Seattle hat on, and it was like, you actually wearing the wrong hat.
Exactly.
So that was crazy.
And then who you got that swap was, right? The other player was.
No, who was it?
Olden Polynice swap.
Wow.
Wasn't it Olden?
That what?
Olden Polynice? He's saying that Olden Polynice was picked. I don't know, man. We would have to check.
Was it that swap? It was Olden Polynice? Or something like
who
that?
Did they get? So what P is saying is that who did the Bulls pick and swap with Seattle for?
It was a big man. It was a big man.
Yeah, it's probably Olden.
That's crazy.
But see, the Pippen was so under the radar, coming from Central Arkansas.
He was super.
Like he really got scouted.
For him to get 5th pick, that was a big deal.
Yeah, he really got scouted.
And then who scouted him?
I think
that
the
was
Bulls
Jerry
scouted
Krause.
him.
That was Jerry Krause, man.
It was trade bait. I think the Bulls wanted them. They made a deal with Seattle in the background. Say, hey, we want Pippen. You pick him. We'll swap with Olden.
No, they made that deal prior. They made a deal and say, you get Pippen, we'll trade with you.
Right.
So that was part of the deal.
That was a good recruitment on their part.
That was crazy. Yeah. So now, So now, man, as the episode 2 goes on, they get into something to me that is, man, that's crazy in the NBA right now. And
it was Olden Polynice.
It was?
Just to let you know.
Okay, so Olden Polynice was the trade. We just checked. We just checked the record. So in episode 2, man, they got into something to me that was so deep, and people always think of it as a conspiracy, and it's something that's happening now in the NBA, and people make fun of it, and we have like video evidence that it was going on since back then. And what I'm talking about is in episode 2. You remember Jordan in the second year he got injured.
Broke his foot.
Against the Warriors.
Yep, against the Warriors. And he was out for 64 games. 64 games.
Okay.
He had to work his butt off, go to North Carolina on the low, working, getting his ankles back. When he came back, he's ready to play. At this point, the Bulls are not in playoff contention. All right? And Jerry Krause is like, all right, you can play, but we're going to give you 7 minutes a half, 14 minutes a game. You can't play 1 second over that, right? Now, I'm going to get to the conspiracy part so that we could just talk about this all the way. So basically, then Jordan, then they get into a game against Indiana where they, because he starts winning, right? Because he's playing, but he's got the limitations, and he has to come out every time. And he's like, man, this is BS. Why can't I just play? But he's hearing stuff in the background. And we're going to talk about what he's hearing. And he gets to the playoffs. I mean, not the playoffs. He goes against Indiana. And this game could position the Bulls to get into the playoffs. He's in the last. He's going off at the end of the game. And they tie the game. And they got a chance to take the lead. But boom, the stopwatch goes off and says, your minutes are up, Jordan. You paid your 14 minutes. Coach can't put him in because if he does, he gets fired. And Paxton goes ahead and by luck hits the shot and they win. But they go into the locker room. They lock the door, wouldn't let Jerry Krause in because they know Krause was pissed. And why was he pissed? Because the Bulls just messed up their opportunity to get a lottery pick. Yeah. So this goes into what is going on in the NBA right now, which is called tanking. And the Bulls organization was tanking. They saw Jordan's injury as an opportunity. Jordan was hurt. They got the best player in the world. And let's just go ahead and add on to our team. So now my question to you is that as the owner of an organization, would you take that stance and have Jordan sit out so that we could get the best player? I'm going to let you guys go ahead and answer me that question because I got my own answer. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rob.
Well, I got mixed feelings on that. Well, I did think they were trying to tank the season, first of all, by limiting his minutes. Okay.
Yep.
At the same time, why bring him back at all? Why jeopardize him coming back from an injury that he could have possibly got worse?
Because he kept asking to play. He was
right?
trying to play.
Yeah, he
wanted to play, and he was
right,
competitive, and he wanted to get the Bulls into the playoffs.
Right.
He had a different agenda.
But, you know what I'm saying? Why not just hold him off for the rest of the season, play it safe, have him come back healthy, But they brought him back on limited minutes. So they kind of say, okay, we'll bring you back. We'll keep you happy. We give you these little minutes. At the same time, we're still trying to tank the season because if we keep you, at limited minutes, most likely we're not going to win. But look what they end up doing.
All right, so tell me, for the 86 draft, which is the draft that would have been affected if the Bulls didn't go into the playoffs, they would have been in that draft. Tell me who's the top 14 players of that draft.
So The first pick was actually Brad Daugherty from North Carolina,
Wow.
ex teammate of Jordan.
Okay.
He went to Cleveland. Then Boston had Lynn Bias, but you know what happened with Lynn.
Right.
Chris Washburn, Golden State. And then number 4 was Chuck Person, the rifleman.
Rifleman.
The Knicks had Kenny Skywalker.
Okay.
William Bedford went to the Suns. Roy Tarpley, you know, he was a decent player. Ron Harper.
Okay.
Cleveland had the number 1 and number 8 pick.
All right.
The Bulls end up getting Brad Sellers at number 9.
Sorry.
Wow. Okay. So let's think. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Brad Sellers.
We all, as Bulls fans, know that one of the sorriest Bulls players is Brad Sellers. Could you imagine where we would have been if we had somebody other than anybody, probably any of those players above Brad Sellers, right?
Yeah, and even after. I mean, just to throw some players.
Yeah, because we would have got a higher pick than that.
Right, but you know, I mean, just think about the people after Brad Sellers. You had a Johnny Dawkins.
Yeah.
Wow.
You had a John Sally.
You had John Sally?
Yeah,
We had a chance to get John Sally?
Yeah, you had a Hot Rod Williams.
Wow.
Dale Curry was in there.
Walter Berry was there too. 14.
Walter Berry.
He was nice.
You had let's see, another key player. Buck Johnson.
So let's say this then. To
Scott
really put
Skiles, Arvydas Sabonis.
Sabonis. Wow. Okay, so put this in perspective.
You know,
With you telling me that, it means that even though the Bulls were trying to tank the season, they probably would have made a bad pick anyway. Because how are you going to pick Brad Sellers over the other players that you just listed? Brad Sellers?
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Imagine if now, when did Pippen and Grant come in? 88?
yeah, they came in like 87, 88, I think.
So imagine the Bulls could have got Brad Daugherty.
Well, that was the number
They
one
could have
pick.
had a chance. They could
They
have
could have had a
to
chance.
get.
They could have had a chance.
They could have had a
Or
chance.
Ron Harper. That's the one.
Ron Harper would have
That's who we could have got.
That's who we should have went after.
Which we eventually got and got more championships with.
Right. But Harper,
Right?
Harper was crazy in Cleveland.
Right, a young
Man.
Hart, he was
Yeah.
averaging about 20
come
points,
on, man.
and that was in a good Cleveland team.
Oh yeah.
So Harper was
He gave Chicago rough time, bro.
Hey,
They
we-
played.
young Harper.
we're gonna talk
when he got
about that, too.
his knees is good.
Yeah.
He was able to jump and glide and things like that.
Yeah, that Ron Harper,
He was
man.
nice.
That would've
I
been-
like Ron Harper's game back then. He was
'Cause
nice. He was tight.
he was a good defender. He was still that ball handler, you know.
Yeah, man.
That goes to that story about him when they
He
had
wanted to
Craig
guard
Elo.
Jordan.
Yeah, that's the other
The
episode.
coach said, "Hey, we're gonna put Craig Elo on Jordan." He's like, "The fuck out of here! You kidding me?
Yeah.
That's some bullshit."
That's part of the other thing that I wanted to talk about on the other episode. But I'm thinking about all that tanking stuff because I'm thinking about the Warriors. The Warriors, they came off a season where they didn't win the championship. They went to the championship, they lost, and they lost a bunch of big key players through free agency and injury. And they found themselves in a position, especially after Curry got injured, where the team just sucked, right? So now it looks like, to me, the best thing for the team would be, why would you play anybody right now? Why would you play Curry? Why would you play Draymond or anybody? They're injured. I'd be like, they're injured the whole year. What's the point? As ownership,
Right.
I could understand that part of man, because right now, could you imagine the Warriors get the number one pick?
So you saying? Let me understand what you're saying. So you saying if Curry and
Draymond
and Thompson
and Draymond
wanted to come back this season, they were begging them for them to come back, just like Jordan was begging them.
I would say no.
Then you say you just tank the season. You wouldn't have come back.
Yeah. Why would you take a chance? And that's
I mean,
why I brought this whole thing up. Is that
I would have did that with Jordan. I would have
done that with Jordan too.
I would have looked like, look, Jordan, you the future of this team,
and we want to build around.
We building around you, investing a lot in you.
Right.
I know you want to still play, but you could be like he went to North Carolina and did this little rehab.
Right.
If anything, I would have had somebody to go with him everywhere he would have went to monitor his playing time and his progression, and to make sure that Jordan don't be stubborn and you know what I'm saying, overplay and things, keep him at a good pace. I wouldn't have brought him back. He would have been done for the season, especially if you miss the 64 games. Look, you miss 64, you could miss the rest of the 18 or whatever.
Right. But I think it's where you are in the season. It depends on where you are. If it's like late in the season.
He just said 64 games.
But if you got a slight chance, if I'm the Warriors, right? You got a slight chance to make the playoffs.
Come on, dog. Are you serious?
But reality of winning.
Come on, reality of winning. Look.
Wait. Hold on now. We talking about the war. We talking about
Come
Curry.
on, man. Come on.
So you saying that if the Warriors would have made it as an AFC, even injury ridden at a stacked West Coast.
How hard this playoffs gonna be?
No, I'm talking about with a healthy Curry and Thompson. When you say
healthy, as in what?
I'm talking about with both of them
healthy, just coming off an injury. That's different.
Coming off an injury, man, and you got to get
I don't know.
Jordan came off injury. Look what he did. So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is,
but that's
is
a
it worth
one-man
it?
team
He took a chance.
But my point is, if they're healthy enough to play, to come back, okay, they feel like they're ready to come back. They're healthy. The doctors give them clearance, everything. They're good to go.
Not in Jordan's situation.
And you got a slight chance to make the playoffs. You're not going to shoot for it.
For me, it's not about making the playoffs. If you have the reality of winning.
Because once you make the playoff, as the Warriors, you got a good chance of doing some damage.
I understand, but the point is that they just came off injury, big injuries, and I think they should just chill for the year. Because let's think about Jordan, right? He went ahead. They made it to the playoffs. They played first round against Boston. They were 8th seed. They went ahead and played number 1 Bird, Parrish, all the hardcore.
I know.
Even though he broke the record,
he had 49 points the first game, 63 points the second game.
What did the doctor say to Jordan about his foot when he was saying he wanted to come back?
He said you got 90-10.
90-10.
90% good, 10% bad, and that 10% could end your career.
Okay.
And he still played.
And then why?
And they still let him play.
Why?
That's what I'm saying. Why did they take a chance?
So that's my point with the Warriors. Why? Why would you take a chance?
Well, I'm not saying that would be the same case with Clay or.
What you mean, Clay? What was his injury?
But they had no. But see, the thing is,
wrist injury.
Clay.
I mean Curry, but Clay got an ACL.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but if he's good enough to come back, I'm just saying, man, come on.
Nah, but see, here's what you gotta think.
Come on, man. You're just biased. You biased right now. I know what you're trying to do.
They was trying to tank the Bulls season.
Yeah.
That didn't work. That backfired.
It backfired.
So Jordan's like, all right, fuck it. You in the playoffs, go ahead and play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the thing is,
at this point, they're gonna make their playoff money.
Right. But see the thing, so people gonna come. You're gonna sit Jordan out while they're in the playoffs? They're not gonna make no money. So the thing is, I would have sat Jordan out, man, and come back when you 100%.
I probably would have done the same thing too.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you would have got a lottery pick. Now it would have changed the whole dynamics of, hey, you probably wouldn't be able to got Pippen or Grant.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is the reality of knowing that we're not going to win this season. Boston is too much for us. You had these other teams in the East that was, what I'm saying?
It was tough.
You couldn't even get past Boston.
No.
And they end up winning it, I think. So it was just like, the reality of it, look, George, sit down, man, and then you can play, go back to North Carolina, do what you want to do, come back 100% next season.
Yeah, but that was a big risk.
But everything is
bring him back for 7 minutes or whatever time they brought him back. That was a big risk.
But see, you know, looking at it from today, looking at it, you know, back then, of course, we wouldn't change nothing that happened. You know what I'm saying? The history, we wouldn't even mess with nothing. But at that time, though, it was just like, sit down, man.
And that kind of goes to it made me think about Kevin Durant's situation, right? Bringing him back, you know what I'm saying?
But
look what happened.
Kevin,
so
it was it was a messed up situation because but the way Kevin killed it to me with that dance. And if I got the clip, I'm gonna roll the clip right now.
That was jamming. He was jamming in that tunnel, boy.
When he did that dance, that changed everything for me.
Did he do a split too?
He did a split. He did the James Brown.
Yeah,
he's tripping, man.
Yeah, when he did that,
I
was waiting for him to go down. Go, oh shit!
He was out there like James Brown. Boy. I said Durant's ready. He's about to light it up.
So you guys think that it was a gamble for Jordan, or was he just playing the percentage?
It was a gamble. If you're playing the percentages, it's a gamble. Still
a gamble.
It's still a gamble. It's just a higher percent gamble. It's like playing money line versus having a spread.
You're not gonna stop Jordan from playing, man. It's gonna take a whole lot.
He was playing money line versus the spread.
Because looking at episode 2 and seeing how Pippen was important to Jordan.
Because you couldn't say Jordan without Pippen.
Jordan without Pippen. Mike gave him his props. Mike gave him his big props.
Now, from as far as you can remember in the NBA to now, where do they rank as the best duo?
That's it.
They're the
best duo. And then the second best is Shaq and Kobe. But I think that Pippen and Jordan was better because they even had a good relationship. So that
you don't think Clay and Curry?
No, they do. But I'm saying I would still rank them as number. I'll still rank them as number 3.
You rank Stockton and Malone?
Yeah,
Shaq and Kobe
as number 4.
You got Stockton and Malone. You got Wade and LeBron.
You know why?
You even got a Shaq and Penny, Shaq and Kobe.
But those were short terms though. The ones that really count are the long term.
I'm looking at championships. Okay. So let's think about this. Okay, real quick. Let's think about Jordan and Pippen. 2 3-peats. That's why they're the best of all time. Then when you think about Shaq and Kobe, they got a 3-peat. You gotta give it to them, right? So then that's why I went. Then I go Clay and Curry because they got 2. They actually got.
They got 4.
They got 3. 3 total in 5 years. Okay. So how many Stockton and Malone got? See, that's why I can't put them in the top 3.
But see, that's the thing, man. Like winning championships, man. It's nobody's guaranteed that. So I don't like to when I talk about the best championships, I put that later because like for instance, where would you rank Peyton Manning in best all-time quarterback? He only won twice, right? Now, would you rank him better than Tom Brady, or would you rank him better than Montana? Where would you put him? Would you put him in a certain place, you know what I'm saying, because of championships or because of Peyton Manning, you know what I'm saying, what he put into the game to his team, right? So not everybody's going to like Barkley. You got power forwards that won championships, but to me, Barkley was probably the best power forward. You know what I'm saying?
He's up there. Yeah.
To me, the reason why I would say Barkley the best power forward because he was 6'5" and he played like an animal. You know what I'm saying?
So you rank him over Malone?
Yeah, because of what Barkley do at his height.
Pound for pound, he was. Yeah.
Pound for pound, Barkley, because Malone, it's easy for you to have a good assist man, and all you gotta do is catch and shoot. You know what I'm saying? That was like a big percentage of his game.
That's true. That's true.
Barkley was a dude who was 6'5", would guard the biggest guy on your team.
Yep.
And he would be down there getting dirty at 6'5", shorter than Jordan.
I have to agree with you on that.
Guard. And Barkley was going in there with the biggest guys and grabbing rebounds and doing everything. All right?
Yep.
At 6'5", that's a damn point guard.
I agree.
Power forward. So Barkley doing things that I ain't never seen happen.
Right.
Ain't nobody did that. You know what I'm saying? You could say Larry Johnson, but Larry Johnson was still taller. You know what I'm saying? LeBron didn't play power. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say other people, but you ain't see somebody 6'4", 6'5" do what Barkley did at a power forward position.
I agree.
So not to get off subject, you can't plague somebody if they didn't win a championship as being part of one of the best at something.
I can understand that.
You know what I'm saying?
I still have to stick to my guns on my picks for the best duos.
So yeah. Now Stockton and Malone, yeah, they was up there. They probably 3, number 4, whatever you put them.
Number 4.
You know, but you know, Pippen and Jordan, that's crazy chemistry.
Yeah, that's number 1.
It made me think that if Kobe would have played with Tracy McGrady, you know what I'm saying? How would that shit would have turned out?
If he had no injuries?
Or if no injuries, or if McGrady would have stayed with Vince Carter and they both didn't have the injury.
You talking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That would have been
was
crazy.
like, but you know, to me, Kobe and McGrady is like the closest you're gonna get to Jordan and Pippen.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, you know, it's crazy. So I mean, you know, I guess we all agree on they being the best duo.
Yeah,
I agree.
They're the best of all time, and I feel like my boys Clay and Curry have a chance of being number 2 if they win some more championships. But as far as I just feel like the fact that Shaq and Kobe three-peated, and that's what put them in the next, number 2.
That Lakers team was stacked.
It was stacked.
But the thing was, not to take away from, you know, because Shaq was just too dominant. Shaq to me was like the best center of all time. But the reason why I probably wouldn't rank Curry and Thompson too high is because of defense.
What you mean? Klay Thompson has one of the best defenses out there.
That's true.
So
yeah, but you're talking about
Curry. You can't just put everything on defense.
No,
that's why it's about the duo. That's about the duo because one person does another thing.
But see, you got to look at Jordan and Pippen.
Right.
Even though they the best, we say they go both sides of the court.
Yeah, that's true.
Kobe and Shaq, both sides of the court. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but how about Shaq when it came to free throws and shooting? So you can't say both sides.
Yeah, but Shaq
he was just inside. He was inside.
Shaq on the paint.
Shaq changed.
He dominated the game.
Shaq changed the game.
Yeah.
Shaq changed the game. They brought zone defense and
he changed
and Hacker Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Like he changed the game in that.
So who would you put above Clay and Curry then?
I probably would have put a Stockton and Malone. Or
see, that doesn't make sense. They didn't win no championships though.
Yeah, but see, I'm not looking at it like I would have put a LeBron.
You got to. You can't talk about anybody being the GOAT.
Wade didn't play that long.
That's why LeBron ain't the GOAT because he ain't got as many championships.
They played 4 seasons.
Yeah, it was a good duo. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if they were ranked.
That was not
top
a good
5. I don't know.
But see, here's the thing, right? NBA team life is different nowadays.
Yeah.
In the 2000s.
And you can't rank LeBron and Wade as a duo when you had Chris Bosh. So it's a trio.
Yeah, it was a trio.
So you can't even put them. That's why they're not even in the.
But then you would say, okay, trio, Jordan, Pippen, Rodman.
But Jordan and Pippen won 6 championships.
Now that's a
together.
good point, Paulo. That's the best trio right there, probably.
Okay, yeah. If you want to go trio, yeah, that's the best trio.
So we got duo and trios, both on Chicago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, but we agree, man. They the best duo, Pippen and Jordan, because the intensity they bring into the game with the team, their defense, their scoring.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The way they complement each other. I mean, just all around how they ran the break, the half court offense. You know what I mean? So the way they back each other up, everything. It was the best duo.
So we just so that was that's the season 2, episode 2. I keep saying season. That's episode 2. I mean, basically. Just ending episode 2, it just ends it with, Scottie Pippen. He was demanding a trade, and he said that he didn't want to play for the Bulls anymore. And
they should have paid Pippen. And they should have renegotiated and satisfied Pippen. Pippen's agent should have made more moves to bring more income other ways for Pippen. And that's what it should have been. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have been an issue. Pippen shouldn't have had this long issue of getting paid, because the thing is, okay, part of this contract thing is to show and prove. He showed and proved. Yeah. Pay the dude, man. How you gonna be even number 6?
Pay the man his money.
Pay him. How you gonna be number 6 in salary in the team when you're the 2-man?
He's sitting there getting baby check, small checks, small check.
You know what I'm saying?
Pay that man his money.
Who the hell had more money than him in the team?
Who
was the other?
Kukoc probably.
You know what I'm saying? That's a slap in the face.
That's when you break it down like that. When you say he's the 6th highest paid, and Jordan probably was number 1. Oh my God, who was getting paid in between? So Rodman was getting more than him.
Cartwright, maybe.
Ooh, no, Cartwright at that time, he was an assistant coach, I think. It was sad.
You had Cartwright, Longley, you had Kukoc, you had Kerr.
Will Purdue.
No, come on, man. Like
Jackson, maybe.
It's a slap in the face, man.
That's crazy.
Hey,
come on, man. How you gonna pay how Rodman gonna get more money than me when I put in more work for this team than Rodman?
And that's how the episode ended, man.
It shouldn't have been an issue that would have been that long. It shouldn't have went as long as it did, man.
Yeah, episode 1 and 2 was a great start of the documentary. Kind of led you into what was coming up.
Right, because wasn't it that documentary? What was that? The '98 season that happened?
The 97, 98, yeah.
97,
so
98.
So the previous season is when they went 72-10.
Yeah.
So if they would have paid Pippen, they would have, and he would have played in the beginning of the season, they probably would have went 80-2. Who knows?
But you remember what Jerry said, right? What did Cross say to Phil Jackson? I don't care if you win 82 games, 82 you ain't coming back. This is your last year. So that was the problem. That was the disrespect. The whole team.
That wouldn't have stopped them from competing on.
But Krause was, as a whole, was already disrespected. You know what I mean?
Hey, but Phil said, "Look, this our last dance. Let's leave on top." That don't mean a person like Jordan wouldn't let the team decline and not win it, leave even exiting without winning. You know what I'm saying? Even though he wanted to get knocked out, but it's like, all right, if this our last season, let's still win it.
And
so
Phil,
go ahead.
No, because Phil was a master motivator himself,
Yeah.
I think that Last Dance book he came in with.
Yeah, he came in with that whole thing.
He said the Last Dance theme or whatever that just motivated them right there to win it.
Man, they probably would have went 78-4. So.
Yeah.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Big Ralph, isn't it kind of crazy that for one of my concepts the tournaments that we did was the Last Dance?
The Last Dance, I
remember that? I didn't know nothing about Phil Jackson's Last Dance. But then you asked me, I came up with the name. Ralph was like, why you calling it the Last Dance? I'm like, because this is going to be the last Madden tournament of the year.
Right.
So it's going to be called the Last Dance.
Last Dance. That's true.
And that's it's funny that Phil Jackson.
So let me say one thing before we wrap up episode 2. So the Jerry Krause thing with Pippen, should he maintain professionalism in the public eye or around people?
Ooh,
or was he right or wrong for just shitting on this dude? You know what I'm saying?
I think he was wrong because even Phil had a problem with that. Remember, he was on the bus that one time.
Yeah.
He was just dogging Krause, man. And Phil was like, man, that was so nasty.
I think he
I had to go talk to him.
Because you got to be in Pippen's shoes, man. You're
gotta
not getting paid right. You done won 5 already, whatever.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, you're doing things like nobody, you probably considered the second best player in the league.
Let me give you an example.
But if I'm Krause too, I'm like, hey man, you better leave me alone, or else I'm gonna show you.
What? You're already on else to me.
Guys, I'm gonna give you a quick little example of why he should have kept his professionalism together. When all that's going on, everybody's seeing how he is. So that might have stopped other teams from wanting to get him. Because I know they heard the rumors going around. They heard about it. So you think about this. The element of surprise is probably the best thing you could do, best form of revenge. Pippen, he could have just been chill. He could have been talking. He could have made plans. He could have made his injury last longer. He could have did things more in silent than to be out in the open, just rah, 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 rah. And I felt like because he made himself look so bad as far as the way he was handling it and the way he was cursing Jerry Krause, he was making Krause look like the good guy.
Yeah, he was frustrated. He was releasing his frustration, and it didn't look good on his part at all.
You can't do it. Though. You can't.
But that goes back to the point with Michael Jordan. Do you feel that Jordan was professional when he was trying to come back from his injury? How he was kept going at the coaches and management that he wanted to come back and play, and they were like, no.
I think
at the same time he was still kind of professional, even though he was pressing the issue.
I think he was professional in the sense that he was trying to do his job.
Especially in the game when they set him down.
He was trying to do his job. He was trying to win.
He was pissed, but
right.
It was because it was game related. With Pippen, it was like personal.
It was money. It was cash.
It was money. It was more personal for Pippen. So, but you know how it go, man. I think Pippen should have kept it cool because word of mouth would have went around the league.
It did.
Hey man, Pippen. I don't know if you want to get him. He might end up cussing your ass out, man. He play for you or something. You know what I mean? So, you know how that goes.
Right.
And so. I wonder what teams and how many teams wanted to do a trade and get Pippen.
Yeah.
That's I don't know if we're gonna find out, but I mean, hopefully.
I think a lot of people would have traded for Pippen.
He was number 2 player. Number 2 player. But hey, that was the end of episode 2, and it ended with that. And man, there's a lot of stuff to break down in these, man. We're going to have to come back and do 3 and 4. We're going to have to get deep into that, man. They get into some real juicy stuff. I can't wait to jump into that, man. I thank you guys, man, for coming through, man, with Real Talk with Rio. My brothers, Big Ralph, good. P Mega,
Yes, sir.
Y'all going to catch us back here, man. Real Talk with Rio, we're going to be breaking down The Last Dance, episode 3 and 4, coming up next.
Come back, check us out, 3 and 4.
Let's do it.
Yo, thanks for watching the Balls Club Sports channel, and make sure you subscribe. Don't forget, you want to see that next episode, right? Go ahead and click on it. Or if you want to see something else, man, we got so much other sports things that you can watch. Click on that too. And make sure you like and subscribe. It's important. All right.